What's up, econ students? Just going to do a little bit of a tutorial for the consumer maximization that we had talked about in class. I know that some people had asked for an example on how to do it. So my intent is to go through the process here. You guys can see on the screen in front of us that this is a great example of it. So a couple things to notice. First off, you'll see that I give you the total utility of X, and I also give you the total utility of Y. You'll notice in the directions up here that it says that the price of X is $4, and then you'll also notice that the price of Y is $2. We'll come back to that in a moment, but let's go ahead and start right here. So remember that if I give you total utility, you need to find marginal utility, all right? And then the other thing is that you can't compare X to Y, you need to compare price of X to price of Y. So you're going to go marginal utility divided by price. And then you can just add those to that same column that you're going to do over here. So now the next thing is going to be, remember that in finding marginal utility, you're going to want to take the quantity or the number of units and subtract the total utility from the one before. So in order to find the marginal or additional utility of the first one, you're going to go 16 minus 0. So the marginal utility of your first unit is 16. To find the marginal utility of the second, you're going to go 28 minus 16. So that's going to give you 8. All right. When you go here, you go, I'm sorry, not 8. That's going to be 12. I apologize. 36 minus 28 is going to be 8. 40 minus 36 is going to be 4. And then 41 minus 40 is going to be 1. All right. Now remember, marginal utility does not take into account the price. So marginal utility divided by price. The price of X is $4. So you're going to go 16 divided by 4 is 4, right? 12 divided by 4 is 3. 8 divided by 4 is 2. 4 divided by 4 is 1. And then lastly, you get 1 divided by 4 is a quarter, or 0.25. Now, you're going to go through the same steps in this column with Y, all right? You're going to need to determine the marginal utility from the total utility. And then once you have the marginal utility, divide that by price. So with these examples, as you're taking a look at it, you're going to go 10 minus 0 is 10. 18 minus 10 is 8. 24 minus 18 is 6. 28 minus 24 is 4. And 30 minus 28 is 2. So that gives us our entire column of marginal utility. And then the last one that we want to focus on is here on the right-hand side, marginal utility divided by price. The price of product Y is $2, $2 for each one. So 10 divided by 2 is 5. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. All right. So now, given that piece of information, we only need to focus on these columns. I'm going to make them yellow so that we know that we need to continue looking at those, and we need to make sure that we continue paying attention to those. So those are the columns that we're going to be looking at and focusing on. And the idea here is that now that we've just determined marginal utility divided by price, we can compare them equally, right? So when we go to make our first purchase, when we're thinking, do we want to buy X first or Y first? We're thinking what's giving us the most benefit per dollar spent. And you can see that that's right here, that's 5, right? 5 is going to be the most. Now I'm adding this comment box so that you can see the way that this works. So our first purchase is of unit Y, and we spent $2 on that because every unit of Y costs us $2, okay? Now our next purchase, as we're looking at this, our next purchase, whether it's X or Y, is giving us 4 units of satisfaction per dollar spent. So we can buy another Y, right? Another Y is going to be another $2. Okay, and then we can buy an X because that one is 4 per dollar spent as well. So we're going to buy an X. But remember that X is $4, it's not 2. Okay, so now as you're following along, you need to keep in mind and think about the fact that we are adding up our budget as we go along. So 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 4 is 8. We've spent a total of $8. But if you remember from up here, it says that our budget is 20. So keeping in mind that we want to spend our entire $20. All right. So let's go back to this. So we bought 4, we bought 5, we bought 4. Our next purchases are going to give us 3 units per dollar spent. So we can buy another X, right? And that's going to cost us $4. And then we can buy another Y, and that's going to cost us $2, right? So now we have, in essence, bought 3 units of Y, and we have bought 2 units of X, right? And if you look over here, 1, 2, 3 Ys, and 2 units of X, okay? But we still have more money to spend, right? 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 4 is 8, plus 12 is 16. Sorry, yeah, 16 plus 2, my math was wrong in that, and I'm embarrassed because it's on video, but I'm going to keep going. So realize that we have more that we can spend. So we're going to go down now and buy our 3rd unit of X, and we're going to buy our 4th unit of Y. So when we buy our last unit of X, that costs us another $4. And when we buy our last unit of Y, that's going to cost us $2, right? And you add all of those up, and that's going to give us $20. So we spent our entire $20. So you'll notice that how many units of X should you buy? Well, look, 1, 2, 3 units of X is what you would be able to put here. And then how many units of Y? 1, 2, 3, 4. And so we would buy 4 units of Y. And that's the process that you're going to want to go through in order to complete the marginal utility assignments.